Hello everyone, great to have you here for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Great to have you on the channel today. We're going to have a quiet start to our weather, but one thing's going to be brewing. A very active weather pattern is going to be ensuing here, and some areas could be looking at severe weather and tremendous heavy snow on the northern side. We're going to be looking at several winter storms that could be on the horizon, and we'll also be taking a look at your weather across the tropics and see which areas could see some tropical rains. Let's get into it. So if we take a look at our GFS run here, we'll start off with that and we'll go over to the European run. There's our couple of systems spreading across the east here, very light systems. Here's where things start to get interesting, right around February 5th. We have this system coming out of the plains here, southern plains, and we have some frozen precipitation on the northern side, and we could see some thunderstorms developing just on the southern side here. So ice developing to the north along with snow. Yeah, that's going to quickly change over, but here we go. On the 6th, right around Thursday morning, we could see ice across much of New York, northern Ohio, Pennsylvania here. Heavy icing, but on the southern side of this, that's where we could see the convect developments take in with some thunderstorm potential. This tries to go coastal in the northeast, so watch out eastern New England. We'll watch out, and then I'll be talking about your weather here in southeast Canada where things are going to be crazy over the next several weeks here. But watch this as we head through the 8th. Here is another system, moisture coming out of the southern plains into the Ohio Valley. Another carbon copy system here February 8th as we stretch on next week. Now watch what starts to happen with this system. It starts to go kind of crazy with the moisture. On the southern ends of this, we could see some convection, so maybe some thunderstorms. We'll have to watch out for that into parts of southern Ohio, southwestern Pennsylvania. And then on the northern side, we have ice and some heavy snow. So we'll have to watch out for this. It looks like a double barrel low here, some energy coming together. And then here we go, the 9th. Another stream moving up here through the Mississippi River Valley and into the Ohio River Valley. In the northern fringe of this, where the cold air is, we could see some snow breaking out across parts of Washington, D.C., Delmarva area come next Sunday, the 9th. So this is looking really interesting. Look how this builds up the moisture. Could this be a nice snowstorm for many of you in parts of the Mid-Atlantic? We'll have to stay tuned for this because things are going to get interesting as we have the clash of the air masses go on. This eventually heads out to sea according to this run. Now look at this system organizing behind it. This is the really interesting one. We have plenty of time to watch it. A lot can change, but the northern side of this is where we could see the heavy snow, and there's a little layer of ice in between, but severe weather on the southern end of this. So this looks like our bigger system. We have plenty of time to watch this as we head through the 12th into the 13th. This could be a hefty snowstorm if this verifies from parts of the Ohio River Valley, southern Indiana, much of Ohio into Pennsylvania, and New Jersey as well, teetering right on the rain and snow line here. As we stretch into the 12th, interior parts of the Northeast all the way up to Boston getting hit here, and then southeast Canada as well. And then behind it, we're going to organize another potential system through the 14th, another carbon copy. This is a very active weather pattern. Many of you that haven't seen snow in a while may get the opportunity, even though this is a flip-flop back and forth between cold and warm. This is where you can get some of these really intense storms with heavy precipitation through the 15th here. Look at this. Ohio River Valley again showing snow all the way up to Pittsburgh and then up through the mid-Atlantic here. Washington, D.C. is teetering right on the rain, snow, ice line here. And look at this. The 15th, another coastal low taking shape. Interior Northeast and mid-Atlantic. And then out to sea. So very interesting weather pattern. All right, so let's take a look at our European run here, and we will line it up here with the GFS, so to speak here. So as we head through your Tuesday into your Wednesday, it starts off a quiet week. Look at out here in California, though. You're getting some beneficial rain into Southern California. That's some great news. But as we stretch in time, this is where we're going to start to see our big problem, because we're seeing that temperature disparity. Very warm to the south, extremely cold to the north here. And right in between, this is where we could see some strong thunderstorms all the way up into parts of Indiana, Illinois, western Kentucky, midweek. So watch out. Things are going to get kind of interesting here on the northern side, ice, and then way up north here, some snow. So we're going to get into those amounts. But look at this. It's going to be running into some colder air undercutting it at the surface initially with this high pressure. But look at Ohio. This is by Thursday morning, overnight Thursday. You just back that up. So here it is. We're getting some convective elements here stretching through Ohio, even into western Pennsylvania, Indiana. Watch out. We could see some strong thunderstorms, maybe a squall line all the way up through Ohio and western Pennsylvania here as we stretch through later Thursday afternoon. That drops to the south. Cold air blasts in behind it here. Now watch as we head through next weekend. Another system exits out of this northern Texas area. And this is where we're going to start lining up these systems. Take a look at this. Heavy snow on the northern side. So wherever this rain, snow, ice line sets up. And then look at this, strong to severe thunderstorms here in parts of the Ohio Valley. So that's going to stretch eastward here. Heavy snow and ice on the northern side of this as we stretch through Sunday. We could see some hefty accumulations on the northern side. Now watch this. Another area of low pressure starts to develop on the south side of this stalled frontal boundary. So this could break out snow across parts of the mid-Atlantic, Virginia, Delmarva area. This is around Monday, February 10th. This run of the ECMWF Euro has this sliding off the coast with a little less fanfare. But watch out, because here's our next system rounding the bend on Wednesday the 12th. This could be the bigger system. It is a little far out here. We're talking about 10 days, so a lot can change. But it's got that classic cold high just to the north here with tons of moisture coming out of the Gulf here and off the southeast coast. This could be a perfect scenario here for the mid-Atlantic. Let's take a look here. Then might get New Jersey in on this as well, and southern New England before sliding out the coastline here. And then we get some systems moving in from the west as we head through the middle part of February. All in all, we are looking at a tremendously active weather pattern. Now, this is what's going to be interesting over the next couple weeks is going to be the snowfall. We get that initial shot up here in the northeast as we get that system on Sunday night and Monday. That adds, 2 to 5 inches up here. And then another system Tuesday night and Wednesday. And then there's another system later on Thursday. Look at that. Northern New York, New England. And then look at this. As we stretch into next Sunday, upstate New York. Well, let's just back that up for a second. So here it is. Another system into New England as well. And then watch what happens around the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Another system through the mid-Atlantic here. These are 6 to 12-inch systems as we approach the middle of the month. And look at that. More snow piling on top here. So we're heading into a very active weather pattern. Now let's take a look at the GFS run. There is that initial shot of snow up here in the northeast as we head through Sunday night and Monday. Another shot as we head Thursday night, early Friday. And then look at that. There's our weekend shot, Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday. Eastern New York here, New England, are really going to be piling up the snow. And then look at this. Here's that mid-Atlantic system showing up here. This could be pretty interesting around the nation's capital, Northern Virginia area, Delmarva. And there's another system right around the 12th and the 13th, which piles snow all the way from the northern Mississippi, Ohio River valleys, all the way through Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and then piling more snow here into New England. And here zooming into the northeast and Ohio Valley, this is what we got going on for our system as we stretch on into Sunday night and early Monday. It's mainly a 1 to as much as 2-3 inches here, with locally higher to 4 inches. Watch this as we stretch on into Thursday. We pile more snow here, the northern Catskills, heading on into the Mohawk Valley, the Adirondacks, White Green Mountains, even all the way down into western parts of Massachusetts, northwestern Connecticut here. And then look at this as we stretch on into Saturday night and Sunday next weekend. We pile more snow on top of it here. And then look at this. There is that mid-Atlantic system here for Tuesday. Actually, that is Monday the 10th, Tuesday the 11th, and then we stretch another storm Wednesday night into Thursday on February 13th into the 14th. And this system could be big if it verifies here. And let's take a look at our European run here in the northeast. There's our system Sunday night, early Monday. 1 to 3, mostly up to 4 inches, 5 inches, and then northern New England. Look at this. Wednesday night and Thursday, we pile more snow into northern New York and New England. The Euro's a little bit further north with these successive systems here. And then look at this system for next weekend. From the New York-Pennsylvania border on northward, this could be warning criteria on northward here. So look at this. This could be quite intense across the region, with some areas getting greater than 6 to 12 inches in some of these locations. Now look at this storm coming in on the European model for right around the 12th and the 13th. The Euro has this further south. This is the mid-Atlantic storm. Look at that, but it actually pushes it up further towards New York City, eastern and southeastern Pennsylvania, and brings New Jersey all to warning criteria snow. So this is getting quite interesting here. We're going to continue to watch it here. And here we go with your future radar as we continue through your Sunday evening and Sunday night. Snow and even some freezing rain will be developing with this system moving across the Northeast. So watch out here. We could see some, 1 to 3 inches, locally higher to 4 inches potentially here. And this slides off the New England coastline through 1 a.m. on Monday morning. It is a quick mover, so there we go. We move that one out. Rest of the area is looking rather not so active until you get up here into northern Michigan and Wisconsin. Into southeast Canada, we'll be seeing some heavier snow bursts. But look at on the southern end of the system through the 3rd at 7 p.m. Monday evening, we're going to be looking at some rain showers. So it's going to be much warmer. The rain snow line is all the way up here into the Adirondacks, the northern white and green mountains. That drops out, and there we go. As we stretch through your Tuesday, things are looking quieter. Liquid equivalent precipitation amounts here on our GFS. You can see with our system as we stretch through midweek and late week. Couple systems here outputting 3/4 to 1 inch in many areas, locally higher amounts, especially through Kentucky, West Virginia, Northern Virginia here, where we could eclipse 2 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts. Look at this, though. We just piled that moisture. California definitely needs it out here with tremendous moisture. But look at here through the Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio River Valley. Some areas could be by the middle part of February, upwards of 5 to 7 inches of liquid equivalent. And if we take our European run here, similar situation developing. Look how kind of convective this looks in nature. The European is kind of like going scattered thunderstorms as we head into Thursday and into Friday here, parts of Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, southwestern Pennsylvania. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If we go back to this run of the Euro, we can go out further, longer term. You can see the trend. Wow, look at this, down into parts of the southeast, upwards of 5 to 8 inches in some areas. But look at everywhere east of the Mississippi River looks to be getting 2 inches or more of a liquid equivalent through mid-February. And don't forget, if you made it this far in the video and you like it, smash that like button, everyone. It really does help. Question or comment down below. I love to read your questions or comments. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe bell notification button so you're alerted with all my future weather video updates. Let's continue. If we take a look at our upper air weather pattern here on our GFS model, you can see that fire inferno, firecracker ridge starting the week. And then we start to see these systems kind of plowing just to the northwest coast, really getting hammered here. But the key is, as we continue with that ridge across the east, so it's kind of puzzling that we're seeing so many winter storms. However, right around the middle of the month, that's where we start to see some of this troughiness into northeastern North America. That ridge does remain persistent, but look at that, right around the 17th. That's where the real big blasting trough across the east with another ridge developing behind it. And if we take a look at our latest European run here, fire, raging inferno, firecracker ridge here back east. But on the northern side, that's where we're seeing those impulses. So all we need to do is get even a shallow level of cold air here, and we could end up with some winter storm action. It's kind of crazy here that we're being told by the upper air pattern here that we're seeing. Look at this. This is quite a ridge up here. This would be indicative of a big trough along the East Coast, but we're having ridge here through February 14th. Now look at this. This is right around the 16th into the 17th. Both models now are going with a massive trough along the East Coast. And looking at our NAO index, it is very positive right now between 1 and 2. We will be sliding slowly towards the neutral zone as we head towards the middle of February. So for our MJO index here, here's where we're starting. We're going to kind of meander around here between 6, 5, and 7 the next several weeks here. So it looks like our chances of going towards phase 8 and 1, the more active phases, are looking less likely. However, the weather pattern is going kind of crazy here through mid-February. All right, so let's take a look at the tropics here across the Caribbean, Southern Gulf, Western Atlantic here. So as we continue in time, yeah, it starts off pretty quiet here for the most part. You can see through the 1st into the 2nd of February, we have a few showers moving through parts of the Lesser Antilles. Look at how dry it is up here in Florida and the northern Bahamas. Now, as we continue through the 4th, the 5th, into the 6th, we do start to see evidence that there's a little bit more moisture here across Central America. So Belize down to Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama will start to see an increase of showers as we get this area of low pressure moving off the coast of Colombia here. Even some showers up here through parts of Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the Northern Virgin Islands here in Lesser Antilles. Now, as we go through the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, look at Jamaica. I know some of you said in southern and western Jamaica, it's been really dry. Northeastern Jamaica, you're especially near Portland Parish, that's where you're continuing to get that rain off that east and northeasterly flow there. So as we head through the 9th into the 10th, there is a front. Can we get this front to move south? Well, let's take a look here on our GFS run. You can see it kind of gets hung up here just north of Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. You do get some showers out of this, though, come the 13th into the 14th. So there is going to be wetter times ahead here into the northeastern Caribbean, but it's still looking a little drier here into the western Caribbean as we stretch through mid-February. Until we get to the 15th, we do start to see an area of moisture surging from South America here. Now, look at this feature. Is this really strange or what? I'm going to back this up to the 13th. This actually looks like it could be something subtropical trying to form. How crazy is that? And thanks to Tropical Tidbits for our European model analysis here for the tropics. So as we can see, starting out a little bit quiet here. Got some showers here in northeastern Jamaica through Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, Nicaragua, these areas down into Costa Rica. This low pressure over Colombia, and we got some showers scattered about the eastern Caribbean as well as we head through Wednesday and into Thursday. Those tropical downpours that pop up in the afternoon, they will be quite prevalent as we head through Thursday and into Friday, especially towards the Dominican Republic and Haiti here, and eventually towards Jamaica as we head towards the end of the week. Now, we got two areas of interest here we're going to be watching. One over towards Nicaragua and Honduras as we stretch towards Friday the 7th, and here into the eastern Caribbean as well. These are just, as we get the diurnal effects of that sun, all of this tropical moisture is going to bubble up. And that's where we're seeing those heavier downpours, especially through Central America next Saturday. Look at Honduras and Belize. Some of these areas could be approaching 100 millimeters here. And then the Eastern Caribbean really gets on the act of it the following week here. We get some shower action for the Lesser Antilles all the way over to Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico as we stretch through February 12th and the 13th. You can see, look at Jamaica here towards the 13th. We do start to see more convective elements as we get a surge of tropical moisture. So for those areas that have been really dry, it looks like Thursday, right around February 13th is your day, all the way over to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic as well. So it's looking really interesting here on our European run as we get towards the middle of the month. It looks like Jamaica will be moistening up quite a bit here. Some heavier downpours heading your way towards Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Honduras, and Belize as well. Now look at towards the 17th, our last frame here. I want to leave you with this because this is a cold front that could be approaching the northwestern Caribbean. All right, so some of you have been asking me, what is the sea surface temperatures running departure from average here across the Caribbean Gulf, the Atlantic? Well, we're going to be heading into hurricane season only about 3.5 to 4 months from now. So here we are. We're already above average here. All of the Caribbean, Western Atlantic. Look at the Gulf here. Looks like it's almost on fire. So compared to departure from average here. So we're averaging out about 1.5 as much as high as 2-3 degrees in some of these areas. So we're already starting the pre-hurricane season well above average for sea surface temperature analysis here. Kind of crazy if you think about it. And take a look at our rainfall amounts here into the Caribbean. It looks like a drier week again for most areas. Maybe some scattered showers here through Jamaica, especially northeastern Jamaica. Nothing more than 6 to as much as 15 millimeters, but northeast Jamaica could get upwards of 70. Look at the east coast of Belize down through the north coast of Honduras here, eastern Nicaragua, Costa Rica as well. So that's where the plume of moisture all the way through. This takes us actually through February 18th here. So this will be getting us up towards 100, 150 millimeters here, even in northeast Jamaica, and then stretching north part of Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Some areas in Puerto Rico could see 3 to 5 inches of rain. And flipping over to the European run, stretching through all this week, you can see a lot of this moisture is hung up across Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize, Guatemala here. And then Jamaica, I know some of you especially need the rain here away from the northeast part, but all you can have here is about 5, 10, 15 millimeters on average scattered showers. And then look at through Dominican Republic here. That's where we're really building it up. And look at through middle February. Things really start to moisten up for Jamaica here in the Cayman Islands. More so Jamaica. You get all the way through 30, 40, 50, 60 millimeters. But look at eastern Jamaica, upwards of 200 millimeters. And over to the Eastern Caribbean, those easterly and northeasterly trade winds continue, and that's where we're going to see the moisture really building up here. It looks like most of Puerto Rico at this point will see at least 1 to 2 inches, maybe locally higher, as I showed you on the GFS, and then stretching through Dominican Republic and Jamaica here, and then the Lesser Antilles, especially those northeast-facing areas along the coastal areas. That's where you could wring out this moisture in excess of 100, 150 millimeters. Let's take a look at our Canadian weather outlook here. And as we stretch through time, you can see what's going to be happening. It starts off a little quiet. We got some snow showers with this low clipper type system across southeast Canada as we stretch through the 4th, 5th, and 6th. This blasts out over the Canadian Maritimes. Now watch what starts to happen here. We get really quiet here across the prairies and all the way to British Columbia. This is the area we're going to watch over the next couple weeks. This is going to be explosive storm development. Look at this first one here, right around the 6th. This is blasting snow up towards New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, eastern Maine. These areas, look how this blasts up through Newfoundland here. And watch this. We're just going to start lining these up here. There's the next one rounding the bend. You can see some scattered showers and snow showers out here on the west coast. But here's our second one right around the 9th. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. You're going to line up for some very heavy snow here, and that's going to blast off towards Newfoundland once again on the 9th. Look at that low. That is a classic comma-shaped here. Now watch this. As we stretch in time, we have another system developing across the United States here. That's going to make a run up this region, and this is right around the 12th. I think this is going to head right up towards this region as well. So southeast Canada, watch out. Very snowy times are ahead. And looking to your Canadian snowfall, well, this is actually snowfall sitting on the ground. That is quite interesting. Most of Canada is covered. But here we go on our European run. You can see as we just travel through time here, all the way through the middle of the month, it's southeast Canada here. Southern Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland here, Prince Edward Island, up through the Canadian Maritimes. Look at the color code here. You could be seeing 20 to as much as 50 centimeters in some areas. This is crazy. 1 to 2 plus feet. And how does that compare on our GFS run? Well, you can see the West Coast getting more out here as well, but look at the GFS. Look at some of these colors, these orangish colors. This is up towards 70, 80 centimeters. So the pattern seems to be really flipping towards some very heavy snow amounts. So let's head over to the Western Pacific. Look at down here by Australia. Yeah, this is Typhoon Talaya. That is really something here. This is going to be quite a developing situation. Thankfully, it's heading out over the open waters. We also have another tropical depression that'll be becoming a tropical storm. So these are going to be heading this way. These are actually cyclones. They're classifying there it as typhoons, but these are spinning in the opposite direction. They are cyclones. And look at this, through the Philippines, this is where we're going to start to see the moisture line up as we get our intertropical convergence zone, spinning these tropical waves towards the west. And look at this, we get a little bit of a system. This is what I'm a little worried about here. Could try to develop into something around the 8th, into the 9th. Look at this. Yeah, I think at this point we're going to start seeing some of these storms line up, and we'll watch for the prospect of some potential development. And here in the Western Pacific, if we take a look at our rainfall amounts, yeah, things are going to be moistening up as we head to the second week of February in the Philippines. You can see some areas eclipsing 200 to 300 millimeters of rainfall here. That's going to get you up towards almost a foot of rain in some spots. And here we go with your temperatures. This is what I'm talking about here. Look at this. Mid to upper 80s in parts of Texas. And then way up here in the northern plains, we have below zero readings. This is what's going to give us these explosive storms that develop. It's going to be like spring versus winter here. There's going to be a clash of the air mass. Look at this, 60s all the way up into the Ohio Valley on Monday. Look how sharp these temperature contrasts become throughout the week. Here's Tuesday. Look at the 80s and 70s along the Gulf Coast and zeros. Even that's colder air stretching into the Northeast, some 20s and lower 30s. And this disparity of temperatures, look at this, setting up, in the middle here, this is where the trouble's going to start to develop here. These bigger storms Thursday, look at this. We see a surge of the warm air here into the mid-Atlantic. Once again, 40s and 50s. Look at this cold air building across the northern plains, though. Into Friday, this starts to spill off towards the lakes and the Northeast. Look at how unusually warm it is down south here into Saturday. This is going to really feed us this baroclinic zone and get these big, huge storms, widespread storms, wintry precipitation, even some severe weather. Extended forecast from hometown viewers. Binghamton to Scranton for Susquehanna, River Valley of New York and Pennsylvania. We'll have some snow through early Monday morning, maybe up to another inch or two, but it's going to quickly warm to the mid to upper 40s as a chance of showers in the afternoon. And then on into Tuesday, we get a little bit cooler into the lower 30s. Wednesday, there's a chance of snow. Wednesday night and Thursday, there's the snow to sleet to freezing rain, and then over to all rain Thursday, up near 50, and by Friday, we'll be back in the low 30s. And before we continue with more weather coverage, check out these amazing, awesome maps from my affiliate here.
I am proud to announce that I am now an affiliate with Trilogy Maps. TrilogyMaps.com, bringing you the most digital, customizable maps found nowhere else on the internet. These maps are simply stunning. It's an advanced layering system that makes these maps great for making forecast maps with ease or any other maps that you would like to display important information on. The resolution on these maps is simply amazing. From the detail of everything here in the States, and you can also create stunning, digital, professional layered maps from also across the entire world. And don't forget, in checkout, the discount code option, use my code, MeteoMark, hit apply, and you will get 20% off your order. So if you want the most professional, customizable, and affordable weather maps found nowhere else on the internet, look no further than TrilogyMaps.com. Link in the description down below along with your discount code.
As always, thank you for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Also, don't forget to join me on Facebook at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Twitter at Weather Eastern. Don't forget it's MeteoMark.com, and don't forget, if you want to send me a coffee, there is a link, Super Thanks. You can smash that Super Thanks button or my PayPal link in the description down below. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Thanks everyone. Share that video, subscribe if you haven't, smash that like button.